All right, I press record. Who's doing the intro? Hello? Hi, Comic Impact. Did that freeze? Did Darren already freeze?
Simon, don't get passionate. If you get passionate, the Skype gods shut you down.
Apparently.
It's true.
So we're not going to get passionate about books. But thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening, we can't see Darren. Sheldon, can you see Darren?
I see his face, his beautiful visage, but
it's back.
Time.
See, this is what you miss if you don't subscribe to the podcast.
It's pixelated.
YouTube.
It's pixelated, but it's beautiful.
It's not pixels by pixels. It's just...
No, I said it's pixelated.
Oh, Darren's pointing the finger at us. Wow. 1 minute. Oh. Is he pooping?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Talk
No,
about, Simon. That does not look like pooping of any sort.
Well, I don't know that. Anyway. Hi, Sheldon.
Hey, Simon.
How are you?
I'm tired.
Yeah? Darren,
Yeah.
how are you?
Oh, I'm great.
All right, well, I'm in the middle of that. So let's talk about some comics.
All right, let's do it.
Sheldon's showing off his shirt. Too bad that, you're not watching this. Are we periscoping tonight, Sheldon?
No, because I couldn't quite figure out how to get it so that they wouldn't get feedback and they could still hear everything.
We'll get fixed. Why Sheldon's in the UK?
Yeah, you get that shit.
Hey, I bet you. I bet you Stan Lee didn't draw that shirt.
I bet he didn't. I bet you're correct.
I bet you he didn't create that font.
I bet he didn't either. But I bet that this catchphrase is certainly Stan Lee.
Well, he definitely is identified with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for more, subscribe to our video. Anyway, so we're going to talk about comics for, the week, what was last week? Someone give me a date? The 12th?
The 12th.
August 12th, 2015. That's happening. That happened. Boys, we're almost done with the year. How's that working out for everyone?
It's a little depressing, actually.
Oh.
It seems to be where life is going.
Oh.
Faster and faster.
Slowly towards the end.
But guess what? By the time this is up, we'll be 120 days away from The Force Awakens.
That's all your sad life has become, isn't it? Counting down the days till the inevitable movie is released, and then you'll be counting down the days till the next movie is released, won't you?
Mm-hmm. Rogue One.
It's like me and the goddamn Hobbit movies.
Yeah. Anyway, so Darren, you want to start it off? You want to talk to us about a book?
Well, yeah. So yeah, froze again.
Don't get passionate.
Okay. I hear a dog.
Yeah, of course. There might be other appearance by a pug later.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep freezing up. It's weird. Yeah, I wouldn't mind talking about the new issue of Velvet that just came out this week.
Okay.
It was really good.
Is that so?
Very nice. Nicely done. It was very good.
E for
Yeah,
effort.
It starts with the introduction. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the introduction of this character, an American spy named Maximilian Dark.
That's a great name, by the way.
Yeah, and it takes excerpts from an unpublished memoir that Maximilian Dark is writing, and it kind of reminds me of the old do you remember they used to put out a bunch of books in the 80s, like Phoenix Force, The Executioner?
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that? The Destroyer? They were like, it sort of reminds me of the writing of that, and so you're initially introduced to that character in a new story arc. And anybody who read the last issue of Velvet it literally was a game changer. I mean, they killed off two of the main characters of the book up to that point. And so now it's like, what is she going to do in the wake of this news? And I really like the issue. It's funny. Brubaker's probably the most famous for working with Sean Phillips, but I'm gonna say that Epting
Say it.
Go for it.
Epting pushes Brubaker to be better.
Yes,
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sean Phillips is a perfect conduit for what Brubaker does, but I just the art in this, and it's not just the art. I mean, it's not just like the drawing of figures. It's the way he tells a story, and he does. I don't think I've ever seen this in a comic book before. I've kind of seen it in movies, but she is talking to Maximilian Dark, and she's saying, like, okay, this is how I'm going to pull off the heist. And then for the next, like, 6 pages, you see her pulling off the heist while the narration is what she is telling Maximilian Dark she's going to do. And then on each page, it'll say, the investment manager is this is the person I have to meet to make this part of it. The accountant,
right.
Well, it's very cinematic the way it's done. It feels like a great montage.
It's a very. I mean, it's very. It seems like it was taken from Ocean's 11.
Yeah, it just was. But I haven't seen it done so well in a comic.
Not in a comic. No, not in a comic.
Yeah.
That's because you got two masters working together, and
you
get greatness.
Epting really, I know, like the way Epting comes up, like with the accountant and the investment manager and all this stuff, and so then by the time you're at the end of her monologue, you're at the end of that action sequence.
Yeah,
and it's just God damn, it's so inventive, and it just like really like makes me go, like, this is why I read comics. And this is why Brubaker and Epting kick ass as a creative team.
Yeah, for me, I can't separate the two. I know it's Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker, but I will always be beholden to Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting. To me, they are the creative team that they gel so well together. I feel like they have a secondhand speak to one another. And it's effortless. Whatever they do, story-wise, it just works, and it comes across on the page. I get it stylistically. I get every single thing they're trying to say and do without them trying to say and do it so hard. It's not like they're having to hard sell me anything. It's just coming across. So
yeah, it's amazing, and I know that the whole issue is totally worth it just for that panel where you see all the Bowie, Aladdin saying.
I woke up early. I think Thursday morning. I saw Sheldon made that his cover photo on Facebook. I was like, "Fucker, where's that from?"
Now that's when I knew that Sheldon was my brother from another mother, because that is just the sweetest fucking panel.
I would love that page. I would love to own that page.
I want a T-shirt of that. I mean,
well, what's funny is I'd seen that about a month and a half ago on Betty's wall, because I follow Betty Brettweiser,
and she's a star of that book too. Her coloring is just so gorgeous.
Yeah. But I follow her stuff, and I was like, oh shit, that's got to be Velvet, because it's
that time.
Like yeah, and it looks like Epting's stuff. I'm going to be on the lookout for when that issue hits. And sure enough, it was this issue, and I was like, perfect. I'm going to screenshot it and made it my wallpaper, because I loved it. And I was waiting for Simon. I knew Simon would ask where I got it, but I was not going to tell him, because I wanted him to actually read a comic book.
Well, what's funny about it is, at first I was like, is that Nick Fury? What book is that?
That would have been cool, but no, it wasn't.
And what's interesting is also if you look at the name of the story arc right now, it's a playoff of
Absolutely.
Bowie,
The man who stole the world. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
man who stole the world.
And what's great about going back to Epting and Brubaker, when I think of Brubaker, I can't unthink of Epting, and when I think of Epting, I can't unthink of Brubaker. I
there
think
was
they're more connected than Sean Phillips.
Well, let me put it to you this way: him and like Sean Phillips and Brubaker is like Lee and Kirby. I view.
I've said that about the Fantastic Four run when they were doing Cap.
Yeah, but I view Epting as kind of like Steranko. Like, and I think I have a little bit of some Brubaker interview stuff to back me up. Because before Brubaker did the Captain America run that he's famous for, his favorite issues of Captain America and the issues that he wanted to emulate were the 3 Steranko issues that were done.
Makes total sense.
He basically wanted his entire run to have the feel of the Steranko issues of Captain America. And I really think Epting is like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, as someone that doesn't really like photorealistic stuff, and Epting could border that sometimes, I'm always amazed by his art. Like, I just sit down sometimes and just look at panels and be like, wow, that is pretty, Epting is one of the most talented pencilists around, and I feel like he doesn't get that respect anymore.
Well, it's to me, it's Epting, Mitch, and
Michael Lark.
No, I was gonna say, well, Michael Lark is also a good example, but Michael Lark, Mitch Brettweiser, and Gabriel Hardman together, those are very those guys encompass something very special with how they present. Lee Weeks is another one. How they present their work. They work well with shadows. It's always very noir. It comes across in a very specific way, and it represents a very specific time period for me, and I don't know why. It just does. And I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. So
it's great stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's really good stuff.
Great issue, and I'm loving Velvet. It's my favorite thing right now.
It's one of the best books around, but I feel like it doesn't get the praise that it should.
Oh, you know what? It's just.
I think more people look at.
They're going to make a show. They'll end up making a show out of this.
And I will watch that show.
Yeah,
or maybe a movie.
Yeah, one of the two things will happen. It's going to get bought up as a property eventually.
Or multiple.
It could be a really great movie. I mean, Mrs. Moneypenny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, Darren just saw The Man from U.N.C.L.E. today.
Very good. I couldn't believe how good it was. I really couldn't.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. It was just really, just very slick, just a tight script and just really well shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's that doesn't surprise me because of who shot it. I mean, and the director. But
yeah, but I don't usually like him.
Who is it again?
Like him.
It's Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, yeah.
He's hit or miss with me.
Yeah, he made a tight movie.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll go.
I'm just kicking it here with Pug.
Yeah, I know. He looks like Jabba the Hutt, but like he needs to shave.
Like a lighter skinned Jabba.
Yeah, that needs to shave.
You hear that?
So I guess the book I want to talk about, one of my two, the other being the pick, is Batman number 43. It is Snyder, Capullo, same team.
That's another great. I mean, I'm not reading it right now, but that's another great team that's been working together for 45 issues, counting the zeros and the point ones.
Yep. This issue really surprised me and did some things that I was incredibly, incredibly happy with. It zigged left when I swore it was going to zig right. Um, and that surprised me in a happy way and not in a disappointing way, which shocked me. I mean, I'm gonna give some spoilers away here, but
Shame on you.
I know Bruce. Obviously, from the last issue, if you read it, you know that he has been discovered and to be quite alive, and he is approached by the new Batman, or Bat Bunny, if you want to call him that, Commissioner Gordon, and he says, "I need your help."
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think Bad Bunny has a robotic voice?
When he's in the suit, but he's not always in the suit, which is interesting. He gets out of the suit quite often,
Okay.
and he's wearing another Batman suit, like he's wearing a regular Batman suit underneath that suit. Uh, Gordon's worked out, like he's pumped. It's
Yeah.
interesting. He's
Does
pumped.
does he
Nope.
still have the mustache?
Nope. He shaved the mustache, and he just has one mohawk.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of cool
Yeah.
looking, actually.
He's kind of badass.
Yeah. It'll make you really like appreciate Gordon, and he's put on muscle, and people have even said, "Whoa, Gordon, you've actually been pumping weight." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Of course, I'm Batman. I got to pump iron." Like,
Is he still in like his 40s, or did they make him younger again?
No,
Oh,
it's a couple months after the big Endgame story.
yeah,
Okay.
he's still the same age. He just shaved off the mustache, and he's been pumping weight. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And we lost Aaron for a while.
Well,
yeah,
just a picture.
I'm
He's
coming back. I'm coming back. Here
He's
I
coming
am.
back. So yeah, so they had this long discussion. Gordon does with Bruce, and he's like, I know you have an in with Batman, and I could really use his help right now. If you could, I don't know, maybe pull some strings and maybe use whatever kind of leverage you have with him. I could really. And he's like, well, I really can't help you.
Does Gordon know that Bruce was Bat?
I don't know. They don't make that.
I felt
clear.
that's the intimation.
Yeah,
I felt that.
Okay.
I did too, but I don't. I mean, he never come flat out and says it. He just he says, "There's a new case I'm working on. It involves some little pill," and he's like, "Why don't you keep this just in case?" And then he walks off. And then
he at the very least thinks Bruce is connected to Batman.
Okay.
right. He knows he has some sort of a connection.
So Bruce knows a guy that knows a guy.
Right.
Possibly.
But
Okay.
at this point, Bruce is like, "Can't help you. I don't know. I can't help you." And yeah, so he's working at the Lucius Fox Center for Gotham Youth, and then we see Clark and Alfred pull up, and they say, Bruce says, "I see him." Or not Bruce, but Clark says, "I see him in there," and he's like, "That's not him." And Alfred's like, "On the contrary, that absolutely is him." He's like, "No, that's not Bruce. That is not him." And then Alfred goes on to explain that, after the events that happened with the Joker, we found him 3 days later. His heart had stopped. Something had happened with his brain activity. When whatever happened with his brain activity. And I don't know if you remember, because I do know you were reading comics then, but
I'm still am.
I meant like bigger DC Marvel comics. There was a regeneration thing that was going on in the Batman storyline. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So what they're saying is that what happened was, when the tunnel thing collapsed on both he and Joker, that it probably split the back of his head.
Oof.
And when it split the back of his head, he was close enough to that pool that it probably then healed him. But in doing so, it also affected his memory. So it healed him, but it healed him a little too good, because it healed him some of his synapses and stuff like that.
Well,
So-
it's interesting because psychiatrists and a lot of medical professionals say that their actual damage is done to the brain from trauma, and in Batman is literally a creature of trauma, and
Right.
he's been healed of that trauma. He's been
Right.
His brain has been healed.
Right.
So sorry to
now-
interrupt, guys. I'm actually flipping through it right now.
Yeah.
So Bruce is sporting the beard.
Well, he does. Yeah, he is sporting the beard.
I approve.
They do a flashback where he's not, but yeah, that he is sporting the beard. Alfred then goes on to explain to him after they bring him, back, and he brings him back to the Batcave, or not to the Batcave, but after he brings him back to Wayne Manor and says, this is what your family was like, this is what your father and mother were like, this is your life, sort of a deal. And he's about to lead him into the whole, and you became Batman, that whole thing. And he stops him and says, whoever I was, I'm not that anymore. I'm a different man. I want to do good. I want to do good by my parents. I want to help out in hospitals. I want to help out in orphanages. It's what I really need to do. And magically, as if nothing ever happened, someone rang the doorbell, and it's this person, Julie Madison, that he is now dating in the book. And that's kind of where he's at now. He is not Batman. He does not want to be Batman. And Superman is saying, we need to tell him he's Batman. We need to bring him back so he can be Batman.
Intervention.
Yeah, and Alfred's like, are you fucking kidding me? This is his one shot for redemption. This is his vacation. This is his ability to say do over. He gets a second shot at being normal. Shouldn't he get that second shot? And Superman's like, no, I'm being selfish. We need Batman. And Alfred's like, that's kind of a dick thing. He's like, Bruce Wayne at this point in time has no combat skills. He's got no detective skills. He's not trained at anything. He's basically useless. He would have to right now relearn everything. Everything.
Question.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I flipped through it a little bit when you were talking. Is it just me, or does Bruce kind of look like Ben Affleck?
No, he does. He absolutely does.
And what if, I'm predicting something, what if in Batman Superman, Bruce Wayne forgets that he was Batman and we go with the storyline? Kind of.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not
Okay.
gonna happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
He does look kind of like Ben Affleck right now.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is like they haven't really changed. Like Capullo hasn't really changed the way he's drawn Batman since the beginning. He's drawn him like this, even with or without beard. He's drawn him the same way.
Right. I've always thought that he drew him kind of like Affleck in some way. I've been saying that for a while.
I could see where you would say that. He does have a little bit like an Affleck look, regardless. So he also then says, however, I want to show you something else. That this was sort of his legacy that Bruce was building prior to, the whole accident. And so he brings him to this other sort of side of the Batcave, and he says, "This is something. This is his final invention." He said, "This is a machine meant to ensure there would always be a Batman, a machine that was working on in secret when he died. He would use this DNA to grow each successive Bruce to age 27 and still him all the original Bruce pain and all his training, all his memories up to the moment he decided to become Batman." And he's saying, picture it. Basically, you have any time you want to have a new Batman, he could just regrow one. Like that.
Chia.
And he said you could have one throughout generation after generation after generation, no matter what happens. So with all of his morals, with all of his whatever, I think this allows for us to have the reset button when we need it. This is the reset button. Yeah.
Question. So I know you guys are reading that Batman Beyond book.
Yes, sort of.
Right. And it's not Terry McGinnis right now.
No, it is not.
No.
Who is it again? Is it some just random guy?
No, it's Dick Grayson.
Okay, never mind. I thought maybe
No,
they
no.
would use that machine
Or
later
not,
on in the
no,
future.
no. It's not Dick Grayson. I'm sorry. It's
Tim Drake?
Tim Drake. Yeah, Tim
Tim
Drake.
Okay. I thought it was just some random guy that maybe that machine would play into that
No.
book eventually. Okay.
My guess is what's going to happen is later they're going to decide Gotham is going to get so bad that they're going to decide, or that Bruce is going to decide to use it on himself because he's going to find out about Batman, find out that he was Batman, and that they need Batman. Like things are going to get really bad.
What issue is this?
43.
So what if for 50 they do that?
Yeah, that I could see that happening.
One man becomes Batman again, issue 50.
Right.
And that's
Right.
the last issue they ever do.
Or he's going to just
Snyder and Capullo's run.
No. He's going to end up putting on the cowl in 50. Now he won't be Batman, but he'll try. And then he's going to realize he can't do it, and then they're going to have to do the whole machine and work backwards, and I have a feeling that machine is going to play into him becoming who he was, basically.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But that's basically going to give you a Batman Year One all over again, which is fine by me, but whatever.
Can we talk about the last page? The last page is very interesting. That I flipped through.
Yeah. So the last couple of pages, Gordon has climbed out of the suit and has confronted these sort of thugs, and one of them is this plant guy, who has what Penguin thought he killed him, and then he turns around and stabs Penguin and kills all of his henchmen. And that is the last page you're referring to. Is he has run Penguin all the way through with one finger, and then says, that and what did he say? And we grow very very fast or whatever. So I don't know. He's some new bad guy.
And he's the guy on the cover, right?
Yes, Mr. Bloom is what they're calling him.
Oh, that sounds so peaceful.
Now, I see what you mean though about like the issue zagging when you think it's gonna, you know what I mean? Like it constantly surprises you. Like I think when Clark was there, I go, well, that's surprising. Clark's there, and now they're analyzing Clark. Now they're analyzing Bruce's brain. Now they find Bruce's secret machine where he was gonna clone himself after he died. Like you didn't even talk about that machine that was in the Batcave. That was amazing. But I mean, it really was a Batman issue where I couldn't tell you what was going to happen, and that's a long time since I've had that feeling in a Batman book.
It's gorgeous once again. I mean, I said, just flipping through it, I was like, wow, I miss looking at Capullo's artwork.
Yeah, and when I say zig when he's going to zag, I mean more to the effect of I initially thought things that he was going to that they were going to just immediately give him back all his memory, or that they were going to be like, oh, okay, well, you could be Batman again, or Superman would immediately just go, okay, well, let's just let him be, or you know what I mean? I didn't expect them to be at odds, or I didn't expect Alfred to be the one to say, let's let him be. You know what I mean? I didn't expect it to be that conversation. I expected it to just be, oh, we should absolutely try and work to get his memory back, instead of, oh, let's play devil's advocate and say he should probably just let him be and give him his life back.
Well, Alfred's looking at it as a father figure also, and realizing that this is the only chance his son, in a way, to have a normal life.
Right.
In a way, it's like a great what if Batman story.
That's what it sounds like.
Even though it's happening in regular continuity, it feels like some kind of alternate reality.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it's weird in a great way, because it's allowing us to see what Bruce would have done had he just kept living and his parents lived, or he wasn't so distraught, or he put all of his anger and hate aside and decided to just do good.
Well, it's
It's
nice. It's nice to know that Bruce goes green in this
Yeah,
story. Like
it is. It's good. It's really
Bruce the
good.
vegan. Can we call him that? I have a feeling he's gonna be a vegan.
He might be. He might be a vegan. I don't know.
I don't know. Can
Well,
I?
you're a vegan. You're a vegan this week, right, Simon?
Vegetarian this week. Pescatarian. I'm thinking of not eating meat again, so we'll see about that.
Do you mean a pescatarian? Is that what you're trying
Yeah,
to say?
thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know if you guys can hear what I have next to me.
Let me guess. Is it a dog?
It is a dog. It's a pug. It's a
I
pug.
never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed.
It's a pug. Hey, can I talk about one of the books I read this week? I mean, I did read Velvet, but I really enjoyed The Walking Dead 145.
Okay.
Just because it just shows how amazing Kirkman can be and deal with the human condition. I mean, once again, it's spoiler. Last issue, the last couple pages, we had everyone's head cut off practically. That wasn't Rick, Michonne, Andrea, and Carl. It's just showing that they can't catch a break, this whole entire team. But what I love was just the quietness and the eeriness of this issue of just them dealing with the death of their friends. Some books would have easily just been like, oh, that happened for a couple pages, and then just go on to the next day and be like, but this is just Kurtman really making you feel for those characters. And that's what I love about it. I mean, it's just maybe, once again, it's those little intimate moments. And there's a beautiful page where Rick even says, there's something wrong with all of us. They're realizing that they're in a fuck up little world now. And it's such an amazing book, and sometimes I feel like I forget about the zombies. And I'm drawn to these characters so much that I feel like when something will happen to Carr or Rick or Michonne, it's going to be so tragic because we've seen these characters grow. If you think about it, from the first issue that we see Rick and, later on Michonne, Carr, it's just such a beautiful, fucked up little story about life and every emotion we can go through. I don't know. Maybe I got too deep.
No,
I think-
I thought that was all there, but it's always there in Walking Dead.
I know, and that's what makes Kirkman every issue always like, wow, he just gets it. He can give you a big action fight scene, with total chaos where you're like, whew, what's going to happen next issue? And just the quiet moments. And it's funny, as I was reading this, I was in my head, I was listening to Jim Carroll's Everybody I Know Dies, or All My Friends Die, because that's what's happening in this book. We get introduced to new characters, and just like that, they're dead. It's a zombie book without being a zombie book. Like I've always said it.
No, it's a zombie book, and it is a zombie book.
But it's more about the people. Well, it's more about the people than the zombies. Like,
Yeah, but every zombie movie is about the people.
Really?
Zombies.
Yeah.
Have you seen Shockwave? No, that's about Nazi zombies underground.
Still
No,
zombies.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen every George Romero movie, every Italian zombie movie. I've seen quite a bit of the zombie au revoir, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know. I really love these characters, and every month we get that little glim. And in a way, I wish I was still reading this in trade because you get more out of it in trade. It's just every time I read one, I'm like, oh, it's done.
I don't know. To me, the book reads better as a monthly experience because it's a soap opera.
It is.
And a soap opera you're meant to watch every day. To me it works a lot better when you're not waiting too long for the next issue. And we're pretty much been getting issues on a bi-weekly basis.
Kind of. I feel like that's slowing down a little bit, but yeah. I don't know.
Bi-weekly?
It's not been bi-weekly. It's been like every 3 weeks now. But for a while, we did get, during All Out War, we did. And then I think they kept that momentum going for a little while. So it still is my favorite book around. It's still, every issue, I don't know where they're going with it. And I don't know how the the rest of the people in that town that they've been creating is going to act when they find out that 11 or 12 people were murdered. And the fucked up part is their heads were cut off, but their skin is being used for the other people that put on those zombie skin suits. That's kind of weird and creepy and disturbing, and I love it. Thank you, Robert Kirk.
It's a pretty heavy-duty enemy for him to fight, because they're literally asymmetrical in their thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Rick can fight them in any traditional way that he's fought anybody before.
I'm surprised Rick hasn't committed suicide yet.
Well, he doesn't have any hands left.
He has one.
Oh, yeah, he's got one left. But it's not his good hand. It's not his rightful hand.
Well, he does have a son that's missing half of his face. That's, yeah. I don't know. I love that book, and I just can't stand that show, but we've gone on talking about that for too long.
Okay.
All right. Who's up next?
I guess it's back to me.
It is? Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about Phonogram.
Oh, you mean Wicked and Divine?
What?
The Wicked and Divine?
No, Phonogram. The great book. The
really good book.
By the way,
good book. And I feel.
I just want to mention something and give you guys a shout out. Last week, because I wasn't on, Mr. I Got Food Poisoning this week was on. Kurt, but as you guys were talking about the Wicked and Divine, when I was editing the show, I was like, oh my god, I totally agree with these guys. I can't get into that book, and it has everything I love. The Phonogram, take it away, sir, is amazing.
Well, the thing is, I want to give a shout out to this book because I really like Kieran Gillen, and I really didn't want the impression to be given to the people out there in podcast land that I don't totally love this guy, and Jamie McKelvey.
Mm-hmm.
But I think our criticisms are, and I feel so bad that Kirk isn't here because Kirk really could defend the other side of this equation. But to me, Phonogram being back, it's a weird book. It's hard to describe in a few sentences, and yet it makes total sense to me, whereas Wicked and Divine makes no sense to me. Like, I mean, I think it's just it's the fact that music is the underpinning to what makes this book work. It's amazing.
Don't get passionate, Darren. Stop getting passionate.
The Aha video. I'm sorry. Did I anger the Sky God?
Yeah, you were Han Solo, frozen in carbonite style.
You look like this. Hold on. You look like this.
I can't see what you're doing because I can't see you moving. I can't see Simon moving either.
So you won. That was the freeze frame that we got from you.
Freeze frame. Anyway, come on. Who does that song? Come on, Sheldon.
A freeze frame.
Jay Giles.
Jay Giles band. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll say that this book is simple, even though plot-wise it's kind of confusing. I'll just read to you what they say.
Can I help you? I want to help you right now.
Yeah.
It does everything right. It gets everything right that the Wicked and Divine gets wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Everything, all the criticism that we gave last week for Wicked and Divine, it writes.
Turn that around and be like, wow.
Yeah. Everything from the not allowing itself to see popular culture within the book, to be able to see everything that was in the actual mainstream and seeing it now, and then mixing the magic in with it, and being able to actually say, oh, here are the white stripes. Here was a music video that actually took place in the 1980s. oh, here are actual time frames of things that actually occurred alongside the magic that actually is happening in the book, gave it a more realistic, down to earth feel.
Yeah, it rooted it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it roots it.
and
Uh,
it makes it believable and interesting and fun and great, and it turned something that the Wicked and Divine could use, to be honest with you, and it turned it into something magical and wonderful and fun to read.
I
yeah,
wonder
I
if
mean,
sometimes if the Wicked and Divine was just an afterthought for them, and be like, we don't want to use the phonogram title and do
No,
something kind of like it, but let's just create a new title.
no, I think it was his foray into Greek mythology. I think he wanted to play around with Greek mythology, but he wanted to superimpose the ideas that he already had with Phonogram, which is using music and pop culture on top of that. So he wanted to layer it. And
right,
the
right,
the problem,
but not having a mythology that we understand,
right,
which is what music and pop culture does. We can't root ourselves to anything that he's doing. It's
right,
impossible to understand the concepts he's putting forth because there's no common language by which we are to understand it.
I feel bad for someone that's just picking up an issue of the Wicked and Divine and being like, what the fuck is going on?
which by the way, speaking to that, Darren, which is really weird because in fact, like what you said, popular culture is supposed to be just that. Every something that we should all just innately understand and see and get. And he is speaking to the opposite of that and made it completely ungettable and hard to grasp. Even though I understand Greek mythology, but it just made it completely like I get the deities and what he was trying to do and stuff like that. I get that, but it's not making it in a friendly sort of uh, a friendly way. You know, like he could have taken a pop,
Oh,
made them a specific deity, and I would have, you know, got it like that.
Yeah, I Phonogram was one of my favorite books when both of them, and this is just a total return to form. It's great.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Phonogram, I think, deals, not even talking about the magic, I think it deals with one of our favorite subjects, all three of us, is Britpop.
Yep. 90s Britpop.
Yep.
Yeah, but it deals with like it's really funny when he has like one of the characters standing in a club in 2001, and he's like he's warning everybody about the white stripes. He said,
I like the White Stripes. So
no, I like the white stripes too, but you understand he refers to. And can you guys see me? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
don't get passionate.
Okay.
No passion.
He refers to the white stripes as a product of the adversary. And
Right.
I was wondering who the adversary is, and I realized that everybody gathered in that room are all kind of dance oriented. And the white
Right.
stripes is like blues oriented, like roots.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think when he refers to him as the adversary, it's not like the devil or anything like that. It's literally a musical adversary.
Oh
Like
yeah.
They're not a dancing band.
yeah, like I think it was pretty much a dance. Like they got a bunch of people in a dance club, and they're talking about the White Stripes is destroying the fucking dance culture, the rave culture.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah.
Now I wonder for like Phonogram or Wicked and Divine, if they ever did, do they have to get the permission of the White Stripes? You think?
No. Why
Yeah.
would they? They never used their likeness. They just used their name.
Okay.
So
No,
they
and,
would.
and anyway, they could portray any of those people because they could just call it satire.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's something else I was thinking about when I was editing last week. When you guys were talking about someone like Kanye or Jay-Z, do they have to get their names? Like, go up to their managers and be like, hey, we want to use Jay-Z in this comic.
Nope.
No, they don't have.
Why aren't they doing it?
Not unless it is they're selling a comic and calling it Jay-Z's blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, fun fact: French people do not say Kanye West; they say Kanye West.
That's why
Is
French
that what,
people
is that what
stupid.
Yes, that's
your
what my
niece said?
yeah. Remember, Kimmy West, Kimmy West. Anyway, let's talk about some more comics.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about a comic, Sheldon.
Oh, is there a comic called Sheldon?
There is an underground comic called Sheldon.
Is there?
Yeah.
Should I even ask what it is? I'm almost afraid.
No, I don't even know.
You don't even know? All right.
Sheldon.
That sounds like it's going to be awful. Let's talk about the pick of the week. How about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here it is.
How you doing?
It can only mean one thing, my friends. It's Lando #2 from Marvel Comics and Star Wars. Lando #2.
You hear that?
Charles Soule and Alex Maleev.
That's the sexy music coming on right now.
It's so sexy.
That's Darren.
It scared Darren.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Darren was like, "Pop, I'm out."
He's like, oh shit, it's Lando.
Now, you guys were frozen on my screen for so long, I just had to change it up. So I thought, if I disappear for a second, maybe you guys will reappear. And that's what happened.
Okay. Well...
And you would not know this if you're not watching on YouTube.
So, look, here's the thing. I liked #1. #1 was good. It was a good comic. And the more, after we talked about it the first time, it made me sort of realize a few things about the first issue that I didn't really realize reading it the first time.
It was fucking brilliant.
No, but it was brilliant. It really was. The fact that he didn't want to fight, that he's not a, he'd rather not use his guns and stuff like that. I love that. Like, going back, thinking about it like that, I was like, oh yeah, I guess he didn't.
I've always seen, sorry to interrupt, I've always seen Lando more of a someone that doesn't want to go to war. Someone that doesn't want to deal with stuff and just be the smuggler and just...
But he's been portrayed in the films as an appeaser.
Right. Especially in Jedi.
And I feel they give a nobility to him that was not present in the movies.
Well, it is kind of in Rebels. In Rebels, he doesn't want to fight. If you think about that...
I'm not talking about Rebels. I'm just talking about...
well, you shut your mouth. You should watch
Empire
Rebels.
Strikes Back.
You should watch Rebels. If you claim you're a Star Wars fan, you should watch Rebels.
All right, gentlemen. So,
I didn't know there was a fucking litmus test.
How you doing?
So, with issue 2, it definitely is like 100%. It's Lando time, and
Lobo.
And Lobo, Lobot.
Yeah, Lobot.
Lobot, not Lobo. That's a DC character, Simon.
Yeah, I try forgetting that character sometimes.
So we actually get to see. Oh man, Darren's just not having it. So
fucking Lando's too sexy for Darren.
Apparently, so we get to see Lando flying a ship that he stole from the Emperor, on the run from the Empire, his space yacht, and he causes two Imperial Star Destroyers to crash thus so crash.
Very much like Empire.
Just like Empire, actually, where he gets their tracking. Simon is opening his Lando figure right now as we're talking. His sealed Lando figure. That already the price has now decreased like by $20, Simon.
It's fine. It's from maybe 10 years ago, and I've been meaning to open it.
I actually have that figure at my house. It's open already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the original Lando from 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, I have Billy D. Williams in my house right now.
Okay.
Can we talk to him?
Yeah, I want to hear him talk.
Can he be?
He's very shy. He's very shy.
I don't believe you.
I don't think Billy D's
shy.
shy.
I don't care if you believe me. He's here. How you doing, Billy? How you doing, Billy?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
What was that? Did he say something? Did I hear him say something a second ago?
He did say something.
What did he say?
I didn't catch it. I was hoping you guys got it.
No,
I'm busy opening the figure.
I want to hear him say something again.
No, he said something.
What did he say?
How you doing, Sheldon?
No, I heard him say something. I don't. Does he have gas?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird. It's quiet.
So if you look,
No.
I've opened
He
the
doesn't have
card.
gas, but he's a private man.
Okay. Well.
Wow.
This deal is getting worse all
Billy,
the
you're a
time.
fan.
I agree, Billy.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
Yep. Yep. So
he's flying his ship.
So he's flying a ship, and he eventually they get away, and it turns bleak really fast because one of the guys on board the Imperial Star Destroyer just turns up the gun on himself.
Right? I was like, holy shit, suicide in a Star Wars book.
Yeah, he flat out murders himself in the face. And it's pretty rough for a Star Wars book. And then they jump to an interesting. It's got to be a bounty hunter, right? Is that kind of what I get?
That's the thing I was telling you about. What the fuck? As I was reading this, I was like, did Comixology fuck up and give me another book?
No,
it felt like something totally different.
He's like Boba Fett times 500.
Oh, watch out! I think he might have pissed off the internet there.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that man, but you know.
Dude, Boba Fett. The most Boba Fett did was fly into the mouth of a creature.
I was like, I was reading it, and I was all like,
Hello, what have we here?
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. So you know, it was weird though. It was a really cool little section though, because I like this guy's kind of a badass or girl. I don't know. For all we know, it could be a woman. I have no idea. I'm not putting a gender on it. I'm just saying, it was super duper cool.
Maybe he's from Jakku.
It could be Jakkuian.
I just like that word, by the way.
So you know, so he gets away, and obviously now there's been a price put on his head, on Lando's head, that has, you know, to get that ship back, and towards the end of the book, they go back, and he's like, well, let's go take a look at this ship. All right, I got us out of that little scrape. Let's see what we got here. Daddy needs to get paid, because if we get everything on the inside, they get the outside. Am I right? All right. Come on, Lobot. And they like go check it out, and you know, the guy's like saying, you know, the little portly little.
Well, you recognize those guys, right?
The Ugnaughts, yeah.
Yeah, they worked with him on Cloud City eventually, which I was like, oh, that's awesome that they're linking that also together.
It's probably not the same guy. It's probably just. I mean, it's an.
You shut your mouth. It is in my head.
It's Simon's head. It's like his cousin, like his third cousin removed or something.
Simon, if you knew anything about Star Wars, you would know that.
Well, technically, Darren is his actual brother-in-law after they got married.
Ugh, nerds. So they go to the back, and he's like, "Hey, what's wrong with this one? You assholes! Why won't this one open?" And Lobot's like, "Hold on, I've got this," and he like does his little, you know, magic, and all of a sudden the door like slides open, and was it 2 or 3 like royal palace guards? 3 come out.
They're actually technically called royal guards, not palace guards.
Royal guards.
You fucking asshole.
This dick. Anyway, so they come out, and that's like to be continued, but they're coming out slashing. So there's something in that room, or they're the something in the room, or whatever, but
yeah, they fucked up Lobot, dude.
I know, I was like, is there a clone of him eventually? Is he part machine by the time we see him in Empire?
Hey, dummy, he is machine.
Not totally a machine.
He's more human than machine.
He's a cyborg.
He's more human than he is machine. Simon's more nerd than he is human.
Sorry, I don't have.
Cannot be destroyed.
There, I just give you an idea for your next episode of Anorax. What is the geekiest thing that you're into?
I don't know who I would have on. It would be you.
Apparently the cat.
Gracie's not happy with you, apparently. I'm sorry.
But once again, it's...
If you need an authority on Hall & Oates...
You're the one?
You fucking call me, dude.
Oh, you're on my list.
But if you insist on knowing my bliss,
Uh-huh.
I tell you this. If you want to know what the reason is,
I do.
I only smile when I lie, and I tell you why. Because
your kiss
is on my list.
Because your kiss
is on my list.
Because your kiss is on my list.
But
with the best things in life.
Yeah.
So which one's Holland and which one's Oates here?
Hall
That's
is the
tough.
tall guy. Hall, tall. Oates, mustache.
Yeah, small midget man Oates. He had the perm.
Oates is the best background singer of all time.
It's true.
By the way, I would just like to mention that I opened the Lando.
Mm-hmm.
So his arms are blue, right? His chest is green.
That's because you kept it in there too long, Simon.
Oh,
Hang on, you're cutting out.
Stay on target.
Red 5 standing by. So, but
I don't agree him being with like having a gun.
Why? He has a gun in the fucking movie.
Yeah, but he never uses it.
he has
Yeah,
a
he
gun.
did.
He did. He shot some fucking stormtroopers.
Yeah, he was like, "Hold on, Leia."
You'll have to show me that footage because I don't think that's.
Well, technically, it is at the 2 hour and 5 minute mark and 43 seconds.
Oh,
Nerd.
does Darth Vader deflect one of his bullets or?
I don't think he
that's
ever
Han
sees.
Solo. That's Han Solo.
Yeah, and there's a great.
Come on, Darren! Come on!
He got a copy there. See, he got passionate about
Fucking
something.
idiot! I'm such a fucking idiot.
I know.
Sorry,
What's
guys.
up?
I'm sorry, guys.
Seriously, come on, man.
You're not invited to our Star Wars party.
Sorry.
I mean, come on.
I know. You know what? I wouldn't even allow myself to go to the Star Wars party, even if I was invited.
We're doomed.
Pretty much. Thanks, 3PO.
I
So,
know.
but I mean, it's just showing that, once again, one of these Star Wars comics is just so much fun. Who would have thought a year ago when they got announced all these?
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that I'd like Lando so much.
Oh, I knew I was going to like Lando.
No, you didn't. Come on.
I did. I was like, yeah, I'm excited.
You didn't know for sure that you would like any of these Star Wars. You were going to give them a shot.
Well,
at
the worst one, I think we can all agree, is the Princess Leia one.
It's because you are a sexist, my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to marry Daisy Ridley.
That doesn't make you not a sexist. Also, that is the worst picture of her I've ever seen in my life.
It is pretty horrible.
It's like an obnoxious picture.
Yeah.
Where she's like,
I think we lost Aaron.
I'm right here.
What's up, brother?
I'm right here, dude.
You're doing the little circle
You
of
guys-
life.
You guys are frozen.
In carbonite?
No, only Han Solo is frozen in carbonite.
No!
That's when somebody should have taken the goddamn director's duties away. You said, you can't do this, George. You can't do this.
So, someone like Liam should have said,
Don't touch anything.
Or as the French people call him, Qui-Gon-Jin.
I like all these sound effects. It's like we're a morning, crazy morning show or something like that.
I know.
Coming up, Darren with the traffic. Darren, what's the traffic looking like? I'm sorry, Darren. We asked you about the traffic, not the weather in Los Angeles. Fucking.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got a pile up on the 405. Man, nobody's heading to work on time today. Don't even get me started on the one. No, nobody's moving on the 105.
See, he's getting passionate again.
He is. He is.
Darren, no passion.
Frozen. Total
Darren's so
gridlock.
frozen.
Shut
Darren's so
my
frozen.
fucking-
Darren's so frozen. He making old people make him laugh like.
All right.
Fucking hate Skype, dude.
Damn, Darren, don't be sad. Don't be sad.
Be happy.
Come on,
Right.
man. Be happy.
Dude, all my best fucking material is gobbled up by this horrible fucking app.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
what are you saying, Simon? I can't hear you. It's like if
Babalu.
if fucking Sid Caesar tried to do his show of shows on Skype, like it wouldn't be, it'd be cut off like right when he was doing it. Abbott and Costello trying to do the who's on first routine and on Skype. I mean that.
You think they'd be a
What
little
would
bit like?
happen there?
They'd probably be like.
It's a trap!
Who's on first?
All right. I think we're done for the night. So if you,
madness.
it is 3PO. I agree.
Simon, don't.
What?
Aren't you supposed to talk about a second book, Simon?
I only had 4 books this week.
He already talked about a second book. He talked about 2. He did Walking
What are you
Dead.
talking
And,
about? What was the second? Oh, and what?
I technically talked about 3 books with you guys this week. That's a lot for me.
No. But he specifically talked about Walking Dead and what?
What else did I read this week? I read Lando. I read Walking Dead, Velvet,
So you,
and there's something else that was so good
he
that
didn't
I
read
could.
any other books. He conveniently only read the books that we read.
No, huh? Well, I'm not
How about,
reading.
do you like that issue of Secret War?
He didn't read that, I can tell you that.
What's the other
You
one I read?
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what he read.
Oh, I read Phonogram.
Yeah, again, he read all the books that we read.
Yeah, I don't want to waste my time with stuff that's going to get a reboot button by the end of the year. Sorry.
Tisk tisk.
Hey.
It's the journey, my friend,
I can make myself a sandwich.
not the destination.
Or I can go online and look up episode 7 spoilers.
Yes, you could.
Jakku.
I know you've already come up with some pretty crazy ideas.
I told him Mark Crazy's ideas over lunch today. Don't laugh. Sheldon came up with a bunch of them.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of them.
All right, kids, are we done?
And I still read my comics.